Hey, good morning, Spurs fans. Paul the Hotspur Hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. It is a bright and early 5:15 a.m. I'm back to normal body clock. I always wake up when it's dark. Got a bit of a headache this morning. I wonder if that's being caused by the centre-back situation at Tottenham, because it looks like, just reading the tea leaves or whatever, it looks like none of our deals are kind of happening at the moment, and I'm getting disturbed about this. I can't deny it, because I have heard this before from Tottenham about this summer. This is the summer. No, really, I'm serious now. This is the summer we're going to buy centre backs. And my own personal conspiracy theory over why we have not invested in any centre backs. And just to give you an idea, I saw a tweet by We Are Tottenham TV, which spells it all out. So We Are Tottenham TV, good old Ben and Sim. They said, since Spurs signed Toby Alderweireld in 2015 for £12 million, this has been our business at centre-back in the subsequent 8 years. 2016, 0. 2017, Tottenham Sanchez for 42 million quid. 2018, nothing. 2019, nothing. 2020, Joe Rodon, £12 million. 2021, Cudi Romero, £42 million. 2022, Clement Longley. 2023, nothing. Why is this, Tottenham? Why is this? So my own personal theory is, I need coffee. Because we're run by spreadsheet merchants, we're owned by spreadsheet merchants and accountants at Tottenham. When they're looking at the old balance sheet of players, and when you spend money on a player, what do you get back? Well, one of the things you get back is you get T-shirt sales. And you get bums on seats. Now, when you sign someone like a James Maddison, you're going to sell a lot of shirts and you're going to get bums on seats. I was excited watching him play. He's a bit of a sizzle player. I'd go and watch him. Edgy your seat stuff. But defenders don't do that, do they? Defenders, maybe a few people have got a Romero T-shirt, but they're not the players that people come in and watch. And to me, this shows the complete lack of football understanding that our owners have. That, okay, if you don't buy defenders, you might sell T-shirts and you might get people coming in the short term. But if we leak another 63 goals in, man, I mean, it's not going to be cool, is it? And, I'm feeling a bit sorry for Ange at the moment. I'm sure he's got it all under control and under wraps and everything, but if we start this season with our existing defence, and we've seen how it operates, we've seen basically in our two pre-season friendlies, 4 attacks on goal, four goals conceded, that he's going to be starting the season with one arm tied behind my back. And I don't mean to be all depressive and but it's the way I am at the moment. It's just frustrating, this is. And I'm wondering if it's going to end up into my disaster scenario where we don't get defenders in. Even though we score goals, we let more in. And we change managers January, February next year. I mean, it's looking more and more likely. Because our defence just can't hold up. There's no coaching, there's no training, there's nothing that can make Eric Dyer, Ben Davies, Javid Tanganga and Tottenham Sanchez good defenders. And then without that linchpin in the middle, we get a bit wobbly out on the right hand side because Porro isn't defending much yet. But you could kind of put up with that if you had a big lunk in the middle, just beating people up, which is what I want to see. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm getting a little bit ants in my pants over this now. Our next pre-season friendly is what, 8 days away against Shakhtar, and if we don't sign anyone, it's going to be the same story there. They'll probably have two shots on goal or 2 attacks and 2 goals. And that just puts so much pressure on everyone else up the pitch. Now, luckily, one difference between this season and last season, which might be the saving grace, but I don't think it. We're talking about maybe the possibility of Ange being sacked. That's one possibility. The other possibility is we do okay. And the reason why we might do okay is because, as opposed to last season when we saw a defensive mistake, it would kind of spread through the team. Everyone's heads would drop down. People would start walking around the pitch. And we would just lose more and more goals and lose games. At least in the 2 pre-season friendlies, which isn't a lot to go on, I admit, that hasn't happened. And maybe the saving grace may well be that Ange is going to be so attacking that we'll do okay. But I don't know if we're going to do more than just okay. It's a big ask, If we signed 2 centre backs, I'd be thinking, look, title race, cup. But without a centre back, I'm thinking going out in the second round of the League Cup, going out in between the third and the 5th round of the FA Cup. As for the table, probably bang average 10th, which is a shame, I just don't want to see Tottenham throw away this golden opportunity with Ange Postecoglou, because, what other managers are there out there? Who are we going to go to next? And these defenders have ruined it for so many managers in a row now. Poch, Mourinho, Conte, Stellini, Mason. I've added a couple in there, but basically our last 3 managers have been, our defence could have given them much more support. So, that's no good. Now, what else we got here? Lee McQueen. Lee McQueen is tweeting, I absolutely love this new kit with the lowercase lettering numbering. Looks magnificent. Hope we keep it like this for the upcoming season. And I don't know if this will show up here. Let's have a look here. Come on, boys. Appear on the pitch. There we go. Oh. There we go. Come on, focus. Yeah, technology. I don't agree. I think it looks terrible. I think it looks awful. And I didn't like the white kits. I don't like the white kits. It's not Tottenham, is it? We only wear white kits on special occasions, man. God, this is a negative Nancy of a fair old stream this morning. But no, I didn't like the white kits. I don't like the lettering. I like capital letters. What can I say? It makes it look like a tweet instead of a football kit having lowercase letters. Now I'll just see who's in the chat here, because there's something else I want to get into, which is the state of the squad. The state of the squad. But before we get on to that, we'll just say hello, see if there's anyone here. Oh, I didn't click the thing, did I? I didn't click the thing. Hang on. Here we go. Let's just get that up here. Always forget to do something. Alright, so there's a few comments here that I won't be able to bring up on the screen until after Wayne Bonner. Alright, here we go. Steady as shark. All the members are piling in. That's nice. Steady as shark. Hi hippie. Hi man. Insider trading. The sheriff. Big up Paul. Thanks for being a member. Sheriff checking in. Just in case, man. Look, it is early in the morning here, and usually my PC starts dicking around when it gets hot, but I've got the Swiss Army tool ready to go. Oh, yeah. Ben Kaufman. Well, g'day, Paulie. Rock on, man. Rock on. Ben. Mark. Alter ego, mate. I can't give it away, can I, Insider trading. Says, Oh, no, hang on. Kim62, another member. Morning, Paul. Loved the video on your observation of the game yesterday. Oh, thank you very much. I kind of buggered up the upload of that one. YouTube, it flashed up this thing saying, "Are you sure you want to do this? Because you ain't going to get as many viewers." And I thought, what do you know, YouTube? Upload. And then I realised pretty quickly that YouTube was had my best interests in heart. So I didn't get many views, but I enjoyed doing that one. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. I'm not chasing numbers. I'm just doing what I want. I was so impressed with the pressing. The forward play was refreshing. It's still a lot of work on. Yeah, it was. I enjoyed the game actually. I did enjoy the game. I think there was a lot to be excited about, and as I said in the video, it raises some, good problems for Ange. We all know I've just gone on about the centre back situation, but it raises some good problems for Ange. Like, does he keep Lo Celso around? Maybe it looks like he maybe is, but that's a good problem to have when we've got a lot of midfielders. I'm gonna bring up the squad in a minute, so I won't spoil that. Insider trading. In short, we aren't getting any. Long way if we're lucky. It's not good enough, mate. It's not good enough. Padfoot. It's an interesting name. Bit of a Harry Potter freak there. Big up, mate. Big up, Padfoot. Kim62. I think Levy is waiting for the Kane money to pay for the centre backs. Why are they waiting, or what are they waiting for? It's the dreaded phrase I haven't heard uttered for a while. Sell to buy. We have to sell to buy. Yes, we're in this game-changing stadium, but we still have to operate on a balanced transfer balance thing, whatever I'm talking about. Wayne Bonner, what's up everyone? Hope you're well. Hello Wayne. All right, now I can pop over here and bring up comments. So super chats and memberships are available, all legit, professional YouTuber. Quite a few have been doing all that already, which is really cool. Thanks very much. Particularly these live streams, because these live streams they have this bot running. I know Sean Butler has this problem. I'm just going to check it right now. Now, I've not sworn. I've been very mild-mannered. I've not even said any vaguely rude words. And I bet when I go and have a look, it's been demonetised. Let's have a look. Or maybe, let's have a look. Maybe I'm all... No, see, it's done it already. It's done it already. There you go. I don't understand how it does that. Yeah, limited. Get out of here. So there you go. That's what happens when you do a live stream on YouTube. It just pings you straight into demonetised or limited advertising straight away. So the super chats and memberships help with that sort of thing, which is cool. But Ben Williams says, if we're being positive, we finished fourth in 22 with exact same defenders in the team, trying to lift the gloom. Yeah. Look, we weren't. Yeah, you're right, Ben. And I mean, you got to. And also in that season, Arsenal really handed it to us as well. I remember in the run up to the end of that season, and I'd been watching a bit of Arsenal play just to see the cut of their jib, and I knew we were going to finish fourth, even when we were throwing it away. We had a couple of chances to seal it, and we threw it away, and then we got it in the end. But the players are a little bit older. I just don't think they can cut it, man. But in fairness to your argument, though, even though we finished 8th last season, we weren't actually that far off fourth. But see, I'm not interested in fourth, man. I'm not interested in fourth. I'm interested in doing the best you can. If you're in the Premier League, have a go at winning it, which might sound preposterous, I know, but Bill Nicholson said it's better to fail aiming high than succeed aiming low. In fact, at Spurs, we aim our sights so high that even in defeat, there is within it an echo of glory. So, what's the point in just, aiming for fourth, limping into fourth? I want to see a proper go at it. And okay, yeah, winning the Premier League, yeah, okay, unrealistic maybe, but I'm a Tottenham deluded fan and always think we've got a chance. But it would be nice to actually have some sort of impact on the title race. whether we're in the thick of it or affecting it, instead of just hovering around sixth like a bad smell all year and then just creeping into fourth at the last minute. Hey, we've got European football. It's not good enough, man. It's not the standards we've got to do. We used to have at this club. And, you know, that seems to be what we're settling for at the moment. But you do have a point. We did finish fourth. Looking back, you know, I don't know how we did that, really. I mean, our defenders have got a knack of being able to play 6 good games on a row before, the monetisation's gone now, isn't it? Before shitting the bed. That's just what we do at Tottenham, you know. We put up with these players that have runs of form and then just look like they can't be asked. And I don't think it's even that. I think looking at Ben Davies and Eric Dyer the other night, the more I see them, the more they just don't understand football. They can't see the game. They've got no football vision. They've got no football brain. Ben Davies the other night, his mistake led to a goal. It was a horrible pass. It was a hospital pass. You know, ridiculous mistake to make. And then when Eric Dyer came on in the second half, every time he got the ball, the game just ground to a halt. Momentum ceased. And he's just standing there looking around. And pretty much every time he had the ball, he was waiting for a player to come near him so he could just fob off responsibility. You know, giving him a captain's armband, I think was not cool, really. Let's see how many people are in here at the moment. There's a few. There's a few. So we got some comments. Okay, I've got some more comments. Cool. Thanks, folks. You know what? I might just lie down a bit. I usually lie down at some point, but I've got a bloody headache this morning. I don't know what's going on there. I thought it might just be innocent old caffeine withdrawal, but I'm not sure it's hitting the spot. I can't have picked up a bug or sickness because I don't do anything. I don't go anywhere. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just dehydration, who knows. So. All right. Kim62. The whole vibe is flat. The defence is causing everyone to be negative about the start of the season. It is, man. I don't like being negative. But, you know, every morning I'm waking up hoping for some sniff of news on this. And it is negative. I know it's negative because it's so obvious to every Spurs fan on the planet that, you know, for the sake of, I'd even take just one centre-back right now, just one, okay, risk of injury and being back to the same old. But even with one, it might give us a good run in the season. And for such a simple problem to fix, I don't know what the club's doing. I really don't, man. Steady Shark, I watched it within seconds of it being uploaded. Oh, thanks, man. You got the jump on it. Because I uploaded it and then I had to make it private for a bit and then I had to make it public. And when you do that, I don't know, YouTube just goes out. But there we go. Insider trading, I bet Smoking Joe will get a top-notch defence. Oh, yeah, man. No doubt about it. You know. All right, let's have a bit of negativity. You look at the crap this club's been doing for the last couple of years, you know. We hire 2 win-now managers on the bounce that don't seem to be able to appear to have coached people. They have to buy players in that are already cooked. And we don't buy any players that they want. So that's instant failure. We get a director of football that's on, you know, bent or got a cloud over him. Conte's assistant coach was had a cloud over him for alleged match fixing. You know, where are we getting these clowns from? It's no surprise that Joe Lewis is in a lot of trouble at the moment. I mean, shady characters attract shady characters sometimes, don't they? Or overlook certain flaws, or, you know, when they're doing their due diligence and they see, this guy's got a bit of a cloud of them, they just think, that'd be all right, don't worry about it, we'll get him in already. And then Okay, not that I care about no director of football or any of that stuff, but we don't have a director of football. What's happening with Scott Munn? I don't know what this story is with Scott Munn. He was supposed to start 1st of July. I haven't seen any updates from anything. So I'll just have a quick look at Google. No, the last thing is 3 weeks ago, start date delayed. Nothing. Nothing. I mean, like, you could get someone off the dole and run the club better than this, you know? And I'm serious. It's like someone who actually had half a brain and cared about football could do a better job than this lot. And all this, I mean, and we always hear this thing about, oh, but they're good businessmen, aren't they? Well, okay, Joe Lewis, there you go, good businessman, Ben. And he's just getting into trouble now because he's ripped off rich people by doing insider trading. All the rubbish they've done to gentrify Tottenham and all that, ripping off poor people, that's perfectly above board. That's all legal stuff. So, you know, I'm a bit of a negative Nancy, man. Negative Nancy. I mean, you know, we've got 8 days before the next football game. When the whistle goes, it'll all be great again. And I don't want to be a whinging channel, I really don't. But you know, you've got to talk about these things. They do exist. Ben Williams, that's a good point. Davies and Dyer have zero defensive awareness. Yeah, man. I mean, zero defensive awareness and zero just general football awareness. Like Ben Davies, when he's playing at left back, he runs up the side. And I can say this because I used to be a fullback and I was rubbish, man. Rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. But I can still do a fullback's job because it's the easiest job on the pitch. You get the ball off a winger and then you just hoof it up the pitch to your winger. It's not hard, man. Or you can run with it a bit if there's a bit of space. Maybe if there's someone coming on you a bit late, you can get past them. It's not hard, man. But Ben Davies doesn't do that. He goes up the side of the pitch. And when anyone comes near him from the other side, he turns inside. And not in a Ange Postecoglou inverted wing-back sort of way. Just, I've been blocked off going, I don't know what to do. And him and Dyer both do the, you know, they just stand there. They stand there looking around instead of, you know, okay, we've had a change in play. You know, you often, when one of these two guys have got the ball, it's a change of phase, isn't it? We've been attacked. We've got the ball back. Let's get them while they're still on the hop, you know, while they're out of position. That's the best time. They're at their weakest. But we just stand around. Wait for all the other team just to get back into position and makes it hard for us. You know, it's horrible. It's horrible to watch, man. Once we get past those clowns, we're all right. I have a lot of fun. And luckily, we've played two pre-season friendlies against teams that had no attacking teeth whatsoever. But even then, we lost one of the games. You know. I don't know. Wayne Bonner, Smoking Joe will need to get non-slip soap and a chastity belt. Oh, here we go. Oh, he's in trouble. There's no mistake. In trouble. Insider trading is no, you know. To me, it's no big deal. I think, well, you know, so what? So what if you're going to tell a mate of yours that, you know, something big's going to happen with this company and there's some money to invest? You know, I don't care. That doesn't seem like a huge crime to me personally. But the problem is when you do that, you know, you do it with the wrong person or a rich person loses out on a deal because, you know, you're buying and selling in this transaction. So the person you're selling or buying to or from is going to be hard done by, and you do that to the wrong person, and suddenly it's the biggest crime on earth. You know, when you rip a billionaire off by £1 million, like 0.1% of their wealth, they don't like it. They don't like it. So you know you're in trouble. You know, whereas if you buy, you know, some working class house in Tottenham on the cheap, or compulsory purchase order. And you make $1 billion out of it, and the other person you've bought it from gets nothing. That's all right, you know. There's no crime in that. Nothing to see here, you know. Wayne Bonner says I'd alternate the centre attacking midfield role between Kulu and Maddison. Stick Porro or Solomon out on the right. Oh, I don't know about Kulu, man. He's maybe he would be better in that role. It might be worth just seeing what he's like there, because he's not really punching holes on the right at the moment. When you compare, I've got to slow down. I've got it out, man. When you compare how Kulu was in the first half to Solomon, Solomon, steal of the century. He could be this guy. I didn't know he could play on both sides, man. I thought he was good enough against West Ham on the left. A bit of competition for Sonny. That's not a bad thing. But then it turns out he could play on the right really well as well. I mean, it's brilliant. Stick Porro or Solomon on the right. Yeah. Okay, sorry, that's what you're kind of saying there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Porro. He might be good out there as well. Like I say, up front, it's nice. We've got options. I'll bring up the squad list in a minute and go through it. But, past defence, we've got options, man. Kim62. My worry is that the clowns who run this club will ruin the best thing that has happened to the club for a long while, and that is Ange Postecoglou. I agree, man. I agree. Give him the tools he needs to be successful. That's right. And it's only one tool. We need to get a couple of tools out of the thing. Just get them out, and then we'd be sweet. We'd be sweet. All of us. I think all of us would be, even if I try and be positive, because there's no, what you're getting out of supporting a football club if you're just going to be down in the dumps all the time. But it's just so obvious. This, if we even had bought one centre back, I'd be really positive. I wouldn't have an excuse to be negative, apart from all the litany of disasters that this club these owners have put us through. Wayne Bonner, I don't consider Kulu a starter. Right, man. Yeah. He's looking more that way, isn't it? Especially out wide. Son offers more, in my opinion. And once he settles and gets his form back, he'll do a good job. Yeah, I've got confidence in Sonny. He's just going to stop that. Those step overs don't seem to be cutting it, do they? That's the problem. You know what I mean. It's not fooling anyone. But I think Sonny will come good. I think there's a chance even Kulu will come good. But Sonny's a quality player, so I think we're all right there, man. Oh, Future Music, Mr. Drum and Bass Man. If you want some good drum and bass music, go and check out Future Music's channel. It's very good. Plug yourself, mate. I can't do the stuff. All right, Paul. Ange is finding out who the unintelligent, unintuitive players are we've known for years. Yeah, and Ange is doing it the right way. I think Ange is doing it the right way. Blank slate. You've got to do that, I think, because then you go in with no favourites in mind. So if you go into a club and you instantly start making big decisions, you could probably start having cliques in the dressing room. So he's just every meal is a bowl of porridge with these guys. He's just the same, the same. So I think he's handling himself. I think Ange is handling himself brilliantly, actually. And it was funny on. Did you all see the? It's been on Twitter, and I think Beanie Man Sports might have put the video out of Ange Postecoglou talking to the Spurs play guy in an interview, and the Spurs play guy, he's being all like super excited and oh, what a great performance there, and Ange is kind of just taking it in his stride. It's like he knew it was it was not the toughest opposition. And he's not getting too happy about it. It was pretty funny to see the contrast between, it's a great performance there, and Ange saying, it was all right. What did you expect? Ben Williams, morning, man. Sonny is number 9 with Kulu and Maddison behind. There would be goals. Goals aren't a problem, man. At that end, goals are. We scored a load of goals last season, even though we were crap going on the counter attack. But it's just letting them in. We're so weak at the back. Wayne Bonner says, Solomon has impressed me. Yeah, man, definitely. I wasn't expecting him to be as good as he was. I wasn't either. Definitely a good bit of business. Yeah, I only started getting excited about Solomon when Amir, was it in Israel Uncovered, that guy? He started saying, because he's been following him for a while, and I sort of take that, someone's been following a player for years or a manager for years, and they think they've got the goods, then I get excited, And I did watch a few clips of him, but still, when I watch those sizzle reels of highlights of players, I'm always thinking, even like you can go onto YouTube right now and look at Eric Dyer's skills, and you'll get loads of videos of Eric Dyer's amazing skills, so you can do it with any player. So I was, even though I was getting mildly excited about him, I was actually blown away by his performance at West Ham. I just thought, wow, this kid's great. This kid's great. And then when I heard what he said in an interview about he wanted to play for Spurs because of his Israeli and Jewish ties and all that Tottenham Jewish thing, I thought, this is good. This is like one of those extra psychological or spiritual reasons or whatever you want to call it that a guy wants to play for Tottenham, and that's a good thing. And he was fantastic in the second half against Sailor City. So yeah, good bit of business, man, no doubt about it. I wonder who spotted him. I wonder who's signing these players. That's the thing. Who's there's only two people that can be doing it. It's either Daniel Levy or Ange Postecoglou, because there's no one else at the moment, is there? Kim62. I've said that what we have at the moment, defence-wise, has a mistake in it. Absolutely, man. Davies and Dyer, even Romero, God help us. Yeah, I think Romero is all right when he's got someone next to him. But what can the guy do? Because he knows that to his left-hand side is a big black hole. So, he gets a bit out of position, a bit frustrated, and I don't blame him, man. Don't blame him. Insider trading. Remember the man who refused to leave his business when the ground was built and it mysteriously burned down? Oh, was that the mechanic or someone like that, man? Yeah. Dodgy, but somehow, because you're only talking with working class people, it's all right, isn't it? Nah, don't worry about that. We'll do compensation that barely covers the cost of you moving, that sort of thing. It's horrible. I mean, this isn't specific to the owners of Tottenham, though. It's any of these billionaire twats, isn't it? You only get $1 billion by treading on an awful lot of people, man. Tot Spurs, big up Paul in chat. I've seen enough of Dyer already. Getting gone, yeah, man. Slows everything down. It's like handbrake. And we'll leave for free in a year's time. That's the saving grace with Eric Dyer. One good thing about all that is, it was only a few months ago, there was rumours and speculation about Eric Dyer signing a new contract. And then we had that, and we had the sizzle, the Hollywood film of Eric Dyer, me, on Spurs play, which, I'm sure, I bet that led to a load of people cancelling their subscription rather than getting new people in. Slows everything down. Oh, sorry, the saving grace is, you're right. He's got, it looks like that hasn't happened, and he's got 1 year left on his contract, and that'll be it, which is great. Unless they are giving him a new contract again, worrying me. I think that's all gone quiet, man. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, that can't happen. It cannot happen before we sign another defender. It can't. I don't even want him as backup, to be honest, because I just think he stinks up the place. Mr. Doncaster, g'day, man. Ian Barron, good evening. Everyone watching, hope you're well and have had a good day. I'm in the garden. Nice, man. Trying to cool down. Damn long COVID symptoms. Poor bugger, man. Sorry to hear that. It's a bit of a heat wave over there at the moment. Bugger. Sorry to hear you're not well, man. Ian Barron, Calvin Bassey has gone to Fulham for £21 million. He would have been good signing for Spurs. it's not like there's no defenders around, is there, mate? There's loads. Okay, maybe and some of you might have been carried away with the Tapsober Van der Ven thing. That's not like they're the only ones out there, is it? There's loads. Loads. Phil Coys, come on, you Spurs. Please, just come on, you Spurs. All right, Paul, this pre-season tour was poor preparation. We have 10 days till the next game. We should organise another friendly before Shakhtar. Yeah, I mean, they might do another 11v11 game. And Ange made a big point of saying that he is working the players very hard to make up for this lack of games. You know, I mean, if you compare it to maybe other teams, there's a couple of teams that have been doing jollies over in America, playing Wrexham. I mean, that's no threat, is it? I saw Arsenal beat Barcelona the other night. We're playing Barcelona in a couple of weeks. So that's an interesting thing. Let's have a look at maybe Arsenal, see what their pre-season friendlies have been. We've played 2. Okay, so they played Nuremberg. Then a week later, MLS All Stars. I mean, that's a shit show of a game, isn't it? That's not a proper game. And that's not saying the MLS is not a good league, but when you just cobble these teams together, you got no hope. And then it was Arsenal Man United, which they lost. And then Arsenal Barcelona. So you could say, 2, maybe 3 games there of any note. Let's have a look at Man United. Oh, of course, now you can't. Oh, here we go. There we go. Man United matches. So Man United's preparation. Leeds. They played Leeds. Lyon. Arsenal, Wrexham, Real Madrid, yeah, they've had a pretty good run as well, haven't they? Yeah, I mean, when I'm looking at these other... All right, let's go Aston Villa. Aston Villa. Come on. Walsall, Newcastle, Fulham. Oh, bloody hell, even that's better than us. Yeah, I'm I'm inclined to agree. I mean, the whole Roma thing. I mean, it could have been different. I mean, it could have been different. Who's to blame? Who's to know? I'm gonna give the people the benefit of the doubt here. We were due to play Roma. That would have been a decent game. Don King ran off with the money or something like that. I don't know what happened there. So we ended up playing a Singapore team. You know, what can you do about that? The weather in Thailand can't be helped. Can't be helped. You know, I was looking at reports and the weather had been fine there. I saw a lot of, you know, there's a lot of hoo-ha. Oh, why go over there in monsoon season? Well, monsoon, the rains, you know, if it's like when we wet season in Darwin, it'll rain, it'll bucket it down in the afternoon for a few hours and then stop raining. It's called a wet season because the rest of the season it don't rain, or the rest of the year it don't rain. It's not like it's just pissing down with rain for 4 months solid. So I don't think that was much of a thing. Thailand are playing their leagues at the moment. The Asian Cup's often held in Southeast Asian countries, either side of the equator. You know, when you're north of the equator, that's when you get the rainy season. So, you know, but overall, I agree with your point here, though, Phil. I mean, surely we could have another friendly game in between now and Shakhtar. Someone. We'd also had a behind closed doors friendly against Cambridge United early on in the piece. Even another behind closed doors game would be all right, wouldn't it? Chem62, do you think they are waiting for the Kane Højbjerg money to buy centre backs? Why else are we waiting? Could be the case, man. Could be the case. That's how we tend to do things. Or as I say, I just think defenders aren't glamorous players that get revenue in. That's what I think it comes down to, man. I'm very cynical on this because we just don't buy defenders, do we? You know. Daniel E, this club is a shit show. they're setting up Ange to fail from the start, not fair on him at all. Yeah, it could well be that way. Or they're making the job harder for him, you know, because we are going to score goals. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring up the squad here. And just I'll just go through who I would cull. And let me click on the right thing here. Is that going to work? There we go. So Lily White Rose put out this tweet. So this is what I'm going for. It looks accurate, more accurate than I can do anyway. So it'll do. So Lily White Rose is saying we've got 36 players in our first team squad. So we've got to cut 11 out. And I did it without blinking, basically. So goalkeepers are Larice, Foster, Vicario, Austin and Whiteman. So we can get rid of 2 of those. And it's probably going to be Larice and Whiteman. Whiteman. Let's get rid of those 2. Or 1 out of Austin and Whiteman plus Larice. That's 2 gone there. Porro, Royale, Spence. I think Spence is gone. I haven't seen anything of him. So I think Spence is out. That's 3. Then we go to Udogie, Davies, Reguilon, Sessegnon, Perisic. Well, I would be getting rid of Davies, Reguilon, Sessegnon. There. It's another 2. So up to 5. Centre defence. Romero, Dyer, Sanchez, Rodon, Tanganga. I'd be getting rid of Dyer, Sanchez, Rodon, Tanganga. So we're up to 9. Probably, maybe I left Dyer back, but I'm going to get rid of him. Bugger it. Let's have a real clear out. So we're up to 9. Then in midfield, Højbjerg, Skip, Basuma, Sarr, Madison, Celso, and Ndombele, Bentancur, White, Divine. All right, so I'll be getting rid of Højbjerg, Skip, Ndombele, White. So there we go. We're up to actually we're up to what 13 already. 13. Solomon Kulusevski, Son and Jill. Right, we're getting rid of Jill Hill there. Kane, Richarlison, Parrott, Scarlett. Parrott and Scarlett. There you go. 16 players gone. That takes the squad down to 20. Maybe you can add 2 in there, taking it up to 22. And you buy centre backs, you're up to 24. Need to put another one in there, 25. And that's it. Job done, isn't it? Job done. So as well as people coming into the club, we've got an awful lot of people that we've got to get out, haven't we? And I would expect to see some movement on that before our next friendly. We need to be shipping players off, man. You know, not trying to sell Sanchez to Russia. I mean, that's the sort of thing, eh? You know, I suppose the club had an offer and they accepted it. So maybe their part in it was, let's say it was that minimal. Let's hope they didn't go out seeking, you know, proactively going to Russia, because that'd be ridiculous. So, you know, but there again, look, I'll try and be positive, right? So if we've got Ange in for 4 years and this is not a one window build, then over the next couple of windows we can start getting rid of some of these people, because they're going to be sitting warming the bench, earning a living in the under 23s, a lot of them. But we need 1 centre back at least, man. We do. I can't help it. I need another win under our belt. I need a whistle to go to get some football playing, man. So I don't know what you lot reckon of that. But it's a fat squad. And it's easy to trim it, in my opinion, man. There's a lot of dead wood there. And it's a shame because, like, some of the players I mentioned to get rid of are youth players, but they just haven't cut it. Whereas, you know, Alfie Devine, I think, is worth a shot, and maybe Dorrington in defence. Maybe Dorrington, get him in. I'd rather, you know what? Even if we don't buy a centre back, and I see Dorrington make his way in, I'd be happy with that, man. That would be like a plan B, but it could work. Top Spurs, even Tosin would rather go to Monaco than us. I don't. Did we put a bid in? Did we put our hat in the ring? I don't know, man. What's going on here? Can't even draw a player from Fulham. Ian Barron, thanks. 18 months now, no major improvements. No matter what I do, I feel like a prisoner. Sorry to hear this, man. I haven't been out for over 6 weeks. Well, I'm glad I can provide a little bit of entertainment. I hope Tottenham give you a good year. Or Doncaster, you know. Jason Helms, man. Hey there, Paul. Enjoying the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. Thanks, man. No problem. Ian, I don't know why pre-season games can't be in England. Lower league teams would be welcome for the money. Yeah. That's what we used to do, wasn't it? We used to do that. Or we used to, it was always Colchester United. It seemed to be, and then now and then we go to Norway for a couple of games. But I think it's a fair point. Why not get some revenue in for the lower league teams? I mean, all of this wasn't this the selling point of the Premier League when it started? That we'll get more money and there's going to be more money in the game, and all that money will magically flow through divisions 1, 2, and 3, or 2, 3, and 4, or whatever they're called these days. Trickle down economics in football don't work, man. Don't work. It doesn't work. Trickle down economics, right? Like, the club's making money. They're making money because of a certain thing, and they're not going to give that money away unless you force them to. Kim62. It's a case of we will score more than you. That's what it has to be. That was Harry Redknapp's motto. Yeah. The fans love the football but could not accept the defeats. I remember when we were 2-0 up against Arsenal at half time. We lost 5-2. That was a cracker, that one. We have a rainy season in here, says Insider Trading. A little last 11 months. There you go. And you could have scheduled a friendly in Manchester, and it would have been rained off like the Ashes was. Speaking of the Ashes, I haven't looked at the score yet. The state of the Ashes support between me and my mate is because I'm supporting England, and they're making it very hard for me to want to support them. And he's supporting Australia, and he's finding it very hard to support Australia. We're both not impressed with their own teams. We're just grumbling about them. So I know that Australia won the toss and decided to bat. So what are we? So England 283 all out. Well, that's rubbish. And Australia 61 for 1. It's not been a great series. Been two crap teams against each other. Ian Barron. It'd be amazing how much wages you would save getting rid of 15 players. I know. Just poof. Gone. Verboos. I mean, I think only Chelsea's squad is in a worse state than ours at the moment. I think we're going to start seeing clear-outs, though, aren't we? We're going to start seeing clear-outs. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at Twitter here. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. I've hit the top button. Oh, it looks like Jacob on United versus America is going live at some stage right now. So let's give us something to look forward to. Yeah, I'm just having a look here. Nothing. Nothing. No. Oh, here we go. What's this? Here we go. Oh, here's a glimmer. Here's a glimmer. Spurs OTM. Who are they? Yeah, not sure. But they're... Oh, no, this is Fabrizio Romano. He's saying Edmund Tapsoba is still Tottenham's top target. All right. Because I saw news yesterday where the deal's off. But I think that's referring to the owner. Is it Wolfsburg? The owner saying, we've got no desire to sell him, usually, or something like that. It wasn't an unequivocal, we're not selling him full stop. It was, we don't really want to, which I think is just, pay more money. So it could still happen. If that happens, I'll be I'll be in a lot, calmer frame of mind, We've got any more comments here? Let's just have a look, see how many people are watching here. Don't want to leave, like, if there's 100 people, which ain't going to happen, don't want to leave you all in the lurch. 20 odd? Yeah. Oh, I think, there we go. Pommy Spur, good morning, wise people. I don't know if you've come to the right place here, mate. I was convinced waking up this morning would result in us signing us at least one defender. I know, man. I know. I wake up like bleary-eyed at 4:30. I thought, yeah, okay. Got a lot of the day to see today. That's good. 7 hours sleep, perfect, on the money. And I opened my Twitter, looking forward to doing a stream, and it's just Levy going to screw any potential success for the new season as always. Yeah. I wish I could offer you something. Look, taps over. Maybe there's still hope for that one. If we get taps over in the next couple of days, I'm going to be super excited. Jason helps. I enjoy your positivity. It's been a bit lacking this morning, man. In a normal world, it would make sense to expect good transfer dealings, but we all know it probably won't end well. Just need a backhand and hope he'll sort it out. Look, despite all of this, we've got the guy. We've got one of the best managers in the world. Jason says, to me, Andrew's worth 3 or 4 good players. I think so, man. The effect he'll have. Oh, hang on. I think you're right. Man. So let me have a look here and see if I can do something here. Because apparently you can like redirect or something. I was going to try and like redirect to Jacob, but no. I know this is riveting. I can't find it. I know there's a way you can tell your stream to like go to someone else's when you wind up. So I was going to do that for United Spurs of America, but I just don't know. I'll have to ask him how to do it again because I don't know. Unless it was in YouTube. Hang on. Let's go to. Hang on. Here we go. Hang on. I'll go to content. Live. And then. Click on that. And then there's something. I know this is riveting, man. I'll come back to the comments in a minute. No. I can't see it. I don't know where it is. Customization. No. Settings. No. I don't know how to do it. Oh, well, let's see if there's any more comments. Oh, hang on. Look at this. I can't go. Yeah, look at this. Ben Williams. Become a gold member. Thanks, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I'll just a word on the memberships. So YouTube kind of forces you to make them all different, and I didn't really want to do that with the membership levels. I just wanted to make them kind of, I know a lot of channels do this, and I'm not saying they're wrong or anything. You pay a certain amount, you get this, and you pay this, and you get more, and all that. And I think that's fair enough. But because I'm a hippie, man, so I just wanted to make them all as similar as possible. So that's the way I'm kind of intending to do it. That if someone wants to chuck a few bucks in the hat because they like what I'm doing here, that's cool, But some people can't afford to do that. And some people can afford to do that more than others. So I didn't really want to punish people that either don't want to contribute or can't, or or people that can. Because it's all it's all grist for the mill. So that's why I gave the lowest tier I called them gold, platinum, diamond, and unobtainium. I put a take the piss level at the top just in case. You never know. So, but thanks, Ben. It's really great of you to do that. That's mighty fine. What I'm gonna do is I will at some stage when I'll make a screen, so when at the end of a live screen I'll put the members in there just as a thank you as well. Speaking of members, here's another member. It's Kim62. I'll be at the game against Shakhtar. Oh, nice one, man. Nice one. That's cool. Looking forward to welcoming Ange to the club and show him that the fans are behind him. Yeah, I think out of everything, I just haven't seen any negativity towards Ange at all from anywhere. And it's how can I say this? So when we had oh, hang on, I'm just going to go and get a glass of water. Back in a second. Ah. Yeah, I think. Look, so let's take like Conte, because under Conte, there was a lot of fans that knew that he wouldn't be back the way he wanted, and then also you had other fans, and then I became one of this sort of camp that wasn't backing Conte because the football was just awful. So that's unnecessary noise in the club. But with Ange, and especially the people have seen the way he's acting in press conferences and the football we're playing, that there's no reason to be anti-Ange. I think everyone is very pro-Ange, and because they see he's a good manager, so that's a real good thing, and that would be nice, when because his start at Celtic was a little bit rocky. But once the fans got behind him, which was pretty quickly, and I think that'll happen faster at Tottenham, because we've been crying out for a manager like this, and he's showing us football we want to see. I think that'll be good for the atmosphere in the stadium and games, and that will be just a good thing for the club, and the players it will lift them as well. So. Yeah, you're right, man. I think the fans they'll all show they're behind Ange. I'm looking forward to the first home game against Man United. That's going to be great. Pommy Spur, I'm starting to get the age. Why have you got a P next? Oh no, that's your avatar as a P. I'm thinking, what's P? But okay, I've got it now. Internet expert. I'm starting to get the age-old Levy transfer window fear. Kane out on the last day, no replacement. Dyer starting the opening game. I'm usually quite a positive guy on Friday mornings too. Yeah, it's Friday morning, man. Yeah, and I mean the Kane thing. Out of all of it, the Kane thing doesn't really bother me. I don't know why. It doesn't bother me. I'm hoping he stays for one more year. But if we sell him for a decent amount of money, that's all right too. So that dragging on is not. I don't think that's. I mean, obviously, if Kane goes, we're going to have less goals next year. But the way we're playing, we're going to score some as well. But if Kane goes and we don't get a centre back, then we're in a bit of trouble. Come on, we are in trouble. Then if we've lost our 30 goal a year striker and we don't get defenders. Ben Williams, thanks, Ben. When you combine hippie psychedelicness with Spurs, how could you not join? Yeah, well, thanks, man. Yeah, well, it's like, I don't know. It was funny because it was when I was starting the channel, and I tried to give it this name and that name, and then I found that all those names were taken, and I just thought, oh, bugger, well, I'm a hippie, aren't I? So Hotspur hippie, that'll do. and it's kind of run on from there. But thanks, Ben. It's a bit of a niche market. It's a bit of a, it's like, are you a hippie and do you support Tottenham? Well, then that Venn diagram is you in the middle, which is like 5 people. But it's turning out to be more than 5 people, so that's cool. Steady as shot. I'm getting in the middle of there. Kim62 says, also show the clowns in their ivory tower that we are on board with the Ange Postecoglou choo-choo. That's it, man. We are. Here we go. Where is it? Oh. That's it. Woo-woo! Ange Postecoglou choo-choo, man. And I think that's, look, you know, that is going to be fun. That is going to be a fun experience for people going to games, I think. So, you know, it's not all down. Because Ange is going to get the crowd pumped. Especially if in a press conference he starts throwing a bit of shade at other managers or teams. Which he tends to only do when they try and draw first blood. And he'll just, you know, he's a calm man. But if you poke him, if you poke Ange, stand back. Tommy Spur, Kane can go for me too. Just the last day tactics, I fear. In fairness, though, it's also Bayern Munich, isn't it? Bayern Munich, a low balling, you know. So if it does happen on the last day that they put the right offer in, it's not just Tottenham's fault. That's more kind of on Bayern Munich, because I think Tottenham have kind of said he's not for sale so many times and rejected offers that, you know, if Bayern wait till the last day, what can you do about it? Ian says, I think Ange has to be here for at least 3 seasons to get some stability to the club. You can't keep going changing managers with different styles. It's going to take a minimum of 3 transfers as well. Yeah, I think that's a fair point. You know, I mean, when was the last time we had a manager for a full season? It was Poch, wasn't it? That was the last time, because Jose didn't do a full season. Neither did Conte. So it's been a long old while, and yeah, I hope we're not going to go down that path again. Of, you know, as soon as it's apparent, if things don't go well, we're not qualifying for Champions League, that we sack the manager, or the likes of Eric Dyer and Ben Davies start having a word in Levy's ear. One thing I really didn't like was a clip of the pre-season tour, and the players were coming out of a tunnel or a bus or onto the training ground, and Levy and Donald Cullen are there in tracksuits. Like, no. What do you, go away. Oh, look, we'll take your money, but just be invisible, for God's sake. Yeah, to get rid of the dead wood and get the player he wants. Yeah, it is going to take that long, but it's just nice to, you know, get a good start, you know, and then refine it, instead of having a shit start and just having more shit, and then in January transfer window it'd be the same crap, and we still, I don't know, what are we going to wait for these players to retire before we replace them? I mean, seriously. I know Irish Hotspur is a bee in his bonnet about this, and me too. You know, it's been so many years that we've had this problem and nothing's been done. And meanwhile, the owners are just making an absolute fortune. And the latest thing is they're going to put up this big high-rise development next to the stadium, which I think is going to be like part of ENIC, but not part of Tottenham. So, you know, just like all these businessmen do, they're using the name and the goodwill of people to just like make a cap full of money for themselves. Hotspur hippie, you know, you're going to get a bit of anti-capitalist stuff here, you know, it's not Hotspur Hopkins. Blissy. How long before Levy breaks Ange? Oh, you know, I don't think Ange is breakable. And would Ange just punch Levy on the way out? Look, if push does come to shove, and I'm really hoping it doesn't, and I can't see it, I think Ange will leave the right way, I don't think you'll leave the Conte way, which is to have a spray in a press conference and bag out all the players, and then just slope off to Italy and not come back without kind of resigning. You know, I think that was kind of a bit cowardly, Antonio. If you had that much conviction about it in that press conference, you should have resigned there and then. And I would have been okay with that. Even though I agree with what he said, as a manager, you shouldn't be saying that. Ben Williams, I suspect Bayern, no, Ange and Kane aren't tactically compatible too. Oh, I don't know, Ben. I think Ange could work with Kane. I think in the pre-season games, I think it's more Son and Kulu that didn't do it so much. It's Kane in the first game because he was dropping too deep. But in the second game, I just think they weren't doing low crosses into the box for him. It was that simple. So I'm sure Ange would love to work with Kane. Ian Barron, would you take any Bayern Munich players in a cash and player swap for Kane if it happens? Well, what are their defenders like, man? Yeah, well, I'll take their defenders. Let me see. Let's have a look. I know it's only Bundesliga, but what was their defensive record last year? So they let in 38 goals. Yeah, I'll take two centre backs off them. I don't care who they are, man. They've got to be better than ours. Who are? Let's have a look at their list here. Defenders. Oh, Kim Min Jae. Well, we ain't getting him, are we? But if he was part of a swap, absolutely. Benjamin Pavard. Never. I don't know him. Looks like he plays for France. Rafael Guerrero. God, what my Anglo tongue lets me down. Rafael Guerrero. I'll probably take him. I've never heard of him. I don't care. Who is he? Let's have a look. Defender. He's a left back. No. Okay, we need a centre back. Who we got? Deo Upamecano. Centre back. Yeah, we'll take him. So I'll take Upamecano and Kim Min Jae. There we go. Easy peasy, man. That's who we're going to take. Done. Put it there, Ian. Put it there. Put a deadline in next Friday for Kane. Simples. That's a fair enough call. I mean, we've kind of said he's not for sale, haven't we? So I don't know. Simples need to give Ange the basic tools for success of the build. Yeah, that's true. I mean, all this crap about Joe Lewis saying that sell Kane or get him to sign turns out to, I mean, that's got to be complete bullshit. You know, he would have known about this indictment for a while. He would have been dealing with that rather than talking about Tottenham, a club he barely knows he owns. Just goes to show you the standard of journalism around and the amount of absolute crap they write about Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. I mean, that's just a pure made-up story from that geezer. I think it was at the Telegraph. Then build. Yeah, we don't need to correct things here, minor things. Don't worry about it, man. Future music, man. The media rats love to gnaw at the Spurs rope. Yeah, exactly, man. Realise. Ooh, whoa, clever, man. I haven't heard that one before. Yeah, I mean that is a 100% clear-cut example of a journalist just stirring the shit against Tottenham, and that completely made up, absolute bonkers. You know, I mean, if Joe Lewis chapped over his ownership of Tottenham last October, I suspect he knew this was in the offing back then. But at the very latest, he would have known this a couple of weeks ago, because there would have been a grand jury or something like that. Was there a grand jury? I'm sure there must have been a grand jury involved in this case. I don't understand American law. I don't understand this grand jury shit, how all that works. But apparently they got this thing called grand jury, which decides if there's enough evidence for charges. But they usually give, and I only know this, I'm not an expert, I only know this because I was following the Trump indictments. they'll give them a bit of notice, say, look, this is coming, you've got a chance to appear and put your side of the story, which they never do usually, because you're incriminating yourself more often than not. So you would have known about it at the very least a week or two ago, which it lines up perfectly with this clown at the Telegraph casting a shade over Spurs. David Clark, Levy was willing to spew 43 million on an up-and-coming centre-back from Ajax, but won't spend 35 million on a young centre-back who Ange wants. I just can't figure Levy. None of us can, man. None of us. Pommy Spur with Joe Lewis things going on. United bids faltering, good or possibly bad. I think there's a fair chance ENIC won't be the owners by the end of the season. I'm not sure it's going to get that far, really. I mean, legally, Joe Lewis doesn't own the club anymore. It's a family trust. So I can't. He doesn't do anything with Tottenham anyway. So if he's in jail, he's still not going to do anything with Tottenham. So it's down to his family whether they'll keep it or sell it. And I think they'll keep it because it's an absolute cash cow. Why would they sell it, man? Why would they sell it? They're all paying themselves millions of dollars a year. They're not putting a cent into the company. Oh, apart from, the 150 million. But that was for shares in the company. That's not spending money. That's swapping one asset for another. That's not spending money. I don't think they're going anywhere. We'll get some other clown buying the club. And look, the danger with a transfer of ownership is that, say the club's worth, I don't know how much, right? I don't know. Say it's worth 3 billion, right? So the other people, the people buying it, buy it for 3. Let's round it up. Let's say 5 billion. They're going to buy. Some rich guy is going to buy it for 5 billion. 5 billion pounds, right? They're going to have to get that. They want that. They want a return on that money. They call it return on investment, even though they're not actually spending any money on the club. They've just bought it from someone else. They want that money back. So, what we want is a billionaire who at least likes Tottenham, even though they're a psychopath, they at least like Tottenham. And I don't know if there's many of them around, man. That's the stage of the modern game. Any buyout now, like the Man United thing, all that's going up and down. You're going to have a venture capital fund. They're going to want to squeeze the money out. So whatever the result is, it's just not good for football, really. I'm hoping the bubble bursts on this rich ownership. Kim62. God, we're talking about when Ange leaves and he's just walked in. Come on, guys, let's be positive. Come on, Hotspur hippie. Your good vibes are needed. Well, let's assume that, look, okay, Ange is on a 4-year contract, so he's expensive to pay out. Maybe that'll keep him here. In fact, that probably, if anything, that will keep him here, unless he resigns. And will he resign? I'm not sure, because see, the other thing, okay, here's positivity for you. Despite all the odds, Ange likes a challenge. It's almost like the more shit you throw at the guy, the stronger he gets. So, really, I think thanks, Kim. So, I think he's going to be here at least a year, and that's a good thing for us. We're going to see a lot of entertaining football. David Clark, Pavard is a right back who can play right-sided centre-back. If only one centre-back comes, it must be a left-sided centre-back. Yeah, it's fair enough, man. So is that Kim Min-jae? But he's not going anywhere, is he? They say there's two certain things in life are death and taxes. That was until Lewis proved them wrong. Yeah, no, insider trading, man. Ripping off rich people. They don't let you get away with it. David Clark. Kane is getting in Maddison's way. It must be frustrating for him. Yeah, that... it could be... I mean, they could be just dining it out. They're both great players. I'm sure they'll work it out. Pommy Spur. They could sell it with a £3 billion offer from the Middle East. Not saying that's a good thing, but yeah, it's possible. You know, whatever. It's just a, I don't know, the money in football. And has it made the football better? No, it hasn't. It hasn't. Like, I used to watch loads of football, and now I'm flat out watching Tottenham. And I'm excited about this year because I think we're going to be playing the best football. I really do. We might be a bit leaky at the back, but we're going to see some awesome stuff going forward. So that excites me. But generally, when I think of the Premier League, I don't bother watching any other games. It's so safe and sanitised, and you know, and then VAR and all this stuff. So that's what money's done to the game. It's ballsed it up. But everything is a season. So, you know, maybe good times are coming. You know, maybe Ange might start. See, I think this is the secret advantage that Tottenham have this year, is we're going to be playing what's called football. We're going to be playing football. Whereas other teams are going to be overcoached and spreadsheets and money balls and all this rubbish. Whereas Ange, you know, okay, Man City is out on their own. I don't think Liverpool are going to improve. I don't think they're going to improve. I think Klopp has had it. I think Klopp is showing visible signs of, to me, of not wanting to be there, or he's past his best or whatever. He's got one eye maybe on the German national team job. And when you've got a manager like that, you ain't going to win anything. Arsenal, I think, are a joke. I think they'll choke again. I mean, Declan Rice for 100 million. That is just that makes me laugh, that does. I think the teams that might be playing football, out of all of them, might be Aston Villa. They seem to be playing a bit of football. Who else is playing football? See, I don't even count Brighton and Brentford because they're football at a certain level. So it could be our secret weapon. That Tottenham Hotspur are going to play bloody football while the others are playing, I don't know, FIFA and looking at whiteboards. Whereas Tottenham are going to be out there sensing. That's what Ange is going to do, man. The players are going to develop more football sense. They're going to be able to read the game. They're going to be able to express themselves, you know. I always think that footballers are like musicians. Maybe not so much these days, but no, it probably is. Because football or music was a way out, you know. It was a way out of the hamster wheel. And they're people that they've, you know, you've got to be a unique sort of individual to pursue one of these things as a career and get really good at it. And it's about art. Football is art to me, and because they're players expressing themselves. And for so long at Tottenham, we've stifled that. You know, no tomato sauce, no tomato sauce. When you're in box A2, make sure that someone is in box B3. Unless there's an attacker in B2, then you must come across to C1. And the players are going, oh, God, Gaffer, I don't get it. Well, no tomato sauce for you. That's how they get rewarded. Whereas Ange, I mean, look at the players walking around on the clips we've seen. There does look like there's a buzz about the place. There does look like there's some sort of team cohesion there, which is brilliant, you know. So those are the things that get me excited, man. Get me excited. I'm lifting. Okay, I'm coming out of my slump. And I think that's down to Kim62 got the ball rolling. Thanks, man. You agree with me. Hey, Kim62, money's corrupted the game. No, it's not made it a better game. Not a better spectacle, has it? Really hasn't, I don't think. There's exceptions. You know, I always like the World Cup, and I think this World Cup just gone was fantastic. I loved it. But the actual football, and you know, because I was watching a lot of Celtic play the last couple of years, because I had my eye on Ange. I thought, oh, come to Tottenham, please come to Tottenham. And you know, that was in the early days of Ange being touted as a potential manager, and a lot of people saying, well, it's only Scotland. But I'm telling you, I watched Scottish football, and it was entertaining as all hell. It was fun to watch. You know, better or whatever. I just want to be entertained when I'm watching football, and I found watching Celtic was really entertaining. So we're going to get a bit of that back at Tottenham, which is great. Absolutely great. Ben says, money's causing a problem in the Premier League. as no other league can afford deadwood. We're the ultimate example. And that might be it might be a thing that levels out, because Europe are so busted in the arse with money that Premier League clubs, okay, they can buy all their talent, but where are they going to sell these players to? It's going to be a loss-making exercise, because the only teams that can afford it are a few other Premier League clubs. And after a while, that should balance out. And, it'd be great if the European clubs had a bit more money, or Premier League less than, we had a bit more of a level playing field. Because, I mean, the most entertaining thing about football is when you get good competition. And that it doesn't really exist that much in Europe at the moment, which is a shame. Kim 62. It is a simple game, man. Get the round thing into the two sticks and do it better than the opposition. You just got to do that more times, haven't you? And I think a lot of teams forget that that's the object. It's just to put the ball in the net. That's all you got to do, man. Pommy Spur, I get why, but all the training seasons recorded on tour were all about attack. Oh, training sessions, sorry. I hope there are a few defensive training sessions before the season starts. Well, we're going to need them, man. We're going to need them. But I'm not fussed about not seeing them, because it's a bit, I don't know, a bit boring, isn't it, to watch? You want to see the ball going in the back of the net with it rippling. But, David Clark, Lewis put his shares into a trust for a reason, which means he no longer is the owner. If those shares, of those shares, two lawyers just have the legal duty to disperse all the wealth, including who will own the shares. Now, this is where I don't know about American law. Lots of people think they're experts, but I would have imagined that there's some sort of kind of, for want of a better expression, statute of limitations on doing that sort of thing. For example, I know in Australian law, which might have changed, but there was years ago, there was this guy called Alan Bond, a real shonky con man businessman, right? And he was going bankrupt. Or he was under investigation. So what he did was he transferred everything he owned to his wife. And then what he had to do then was evade being subpoenaed for 2 years. Because if he'd have got caught within 2 years, then everything he transferred was still up for grabs. But he managed to run around, and this is like, this is a few years ago. So basically, he'd just run away from people trying to sort of serve him court papers and shit like that. And the day after the 2 years expired, he accepted being served, because he knew that they couldn't touch what he transferred to his wife. So I don't know if there's something like that, but I would imagine there would be. October isn't that long ago, is it? To just get rid of everything, so it's off the table. But I don't know. I don't know if all that is up for grabs anyway. I don't think you can, unless there's a civil case. But that's only going to be for a few million, isn't it? So, but regardless, he's not taking a day-to-day running of Tottenham at all, ever. So, from that point of view, I don't think it's going to affect the club. Remember, in the world of Goliaths, David is the king. Come on, you Spurs. I think that, why not, man? Why not? Oh, well, the sun is coming up. It's 6:40, and I'll just have a quick look on Twitter, see if there's anything. But it's been a fun stream, this. Thanks, guys. Considering there's nothing to talk about, I think we've all pulled through it relatively well and done all right. Let's have a look here. Oh, I'm looking at X. Sorry, it's not Twitter anymore. It's X. These rich people are just morons, aren't they? X. Oh, here we go. Right. Spurs OTM have just tweeted, so 6 minutes ago, and this is coming from a guy at CC Eckner. Oh, that sounds like a German journalist, so I don't know if this is credible. Bayern Munich are now understood. Okay, well, that's another journalistic word for, I'm just possibly making this up. To be willing to offer Tottenham roughly £85 million, €100 million, €100 million, €100 million, as a base fee for Harry Kane. So 100 million euros, 85 million quid. What do we reckon, folks? What do we reckon? We up for that? SOF is jumping in here. Kane to Bayern. Here we go tomorrow. Yeah. I almost feel like I've been beaten down by it. I mean, I don't want him to go because he's our best player. But stuff it. Stuff it. I kind of think I'd rather have defenders in. But then we're still going to have to we're still going to have someone up front as a replacement. Pommy Spur, the body cam footage of Tielemans' debut going rounds is good to watch. Need to put one on Dyer. Well, you won't need to do any like shaky cam correction because he just stands there. Need to put one on Dyer YouTube Comedy Gold if he's playing for another club, of course. Yeah, man. Yeah, well, on that bombshell. I don't think losing Cav, I don't know, Kane, maybe Cav, I don't know. I think on that bombshell, folks, unless anyone has got anything else they want to pipe in with. Any quick rounder-uppers, any questions or anything before I sail off into the sunset for another day? Or a few hours anyway. Let's have a look here. See what we got. I think he'll SOF, it says 85 million pound base. Oh, that's a good pickup. I missed that. Perhaps with add-ons it could jump to 100 million. That could be, yeah, okay. So it's at least 85. Well, then we're in the ballpark, aren't we? We're in the ballpark. You know, that's it. Bye-bye, Harry. As soon as he puts on another shirt, I don't care about him because he's not Tottenham Hotspur anymore. What will be out of our hands. That's right, man. That's right. Oh, yeah, of course. Future Music, man. Squeaked in there at the end. And I've had a watch and a listen to Future Music stuff, and I give it a big thumbs up. I really did enjoy it. It's very pro stuff. Drum and bass, sort of a bit trip hoppy. Nice vibe to it. All right, folks. Well, thanks for carrying this old dog and pony show through a couple of hours. And just remove the comments so we get a nice clean end to it. There we go. I'll probably go for a walk. I don't know if I'll do a video today. I'm just wondering what's striking my mind. I suppose maybe Kane or something like that I can witter on about. But until next time, peace and love, man. Peace and love. And come on, you Spurs.